Let's get a quick take on new fundraising numbers coming out showing that Mayor Michael Hancock in Denver is indeed thinking about a third term. What we've seen here is that according to his campaign, although no official announcement has been made, his spokesperson noted that running for a third term is absolutely his intention after the numbers show that he has $77,000 in the bank. Patty Calhoun from Westward. Now, we're still many years away. I mean, 2019 is when the third term would be eligible to be run. But it seemed telling that there's already $77,000 in the bank. What do you think?
Well, it's not just the money that's in the bank, but the fact that his office has been much more organized in January 2017 than previously. He met today with people in the Latino community upset about the sanctuary city issue. They've sent out better communication on the homeless. They're definitely getting their act together. Is it together enough to win a third term from all the people who are tired of cooling their heels when they were waiting for him not to run again? We'll see.
David Kopel from the Independence Institute and DU Law School. Patty brings up a good point. A third term isn't always automatic. There could be some problems there. Do you think he's going to find a challenger or two?
Well, the point of raising all this money early and making it well known is to prevent that, which he did quite successfully in winning his second term. It accumulates so much money that everybody else is afraid to run against you and clear the field that way. Now that he's adding some administrative competence to his repertoire, that'll help as well, but that certainly wasn't necessary for his unopposed reelection for his second term.
Penfield Tate joins us, attorney with QTAC Rock, also a longtime state lawmaker. I know we're a few years away, but do you think that there's going to be, like as I asked David, some challengers out there because of some of the problems that Hancock has run into? He's run into more controversy than easy sailing than said maybe his predecessor did in Mayor Hickenlooper.
Well, it's difficult to serve as mayor for 6 years and have smooth sailing and not have any problems or issues. And I think, as Patty indicated, you've got a number of folks who have been cooling their heels because when he ran the first time, he actually publicly announced that he was only going to do 2 terms. So this, for some people, would constitute a change of position. But, clearly his staff has made no qualms about the fact he's running for a third term. He's going to get some opposition. Someone's going to run. That's clear. And David's right. That's why he's out raising money now. Also keep in mind the timing of the political calendar. This is the time, if you're Mayor Hancock, to make noise because as this legislative session ends, all eyes are going to turn to the gubernatorial election and no one's going to pay attention to the Denver city elections at all until after that's done.
Round out the panel, Gregory Moore, former editor of the Denver Post, also a current professor up at CU's Communication School. So a third term in Denver isn't necessarily smooth sailing. We talk about getting into the third term, but third terms can be tough. Is this a wise move for Hancock to be considering a third term?
I can see why he is considering a third term. There's a lot of projects and development that has been, sort of launched under his watch. I think he wants to sort of see some of that through, the building out of the city. I think a real important indicator of that is the hiring of Alan Salazar as his chief of staff because he's not the traditional operational guy, but instead a political guy and a policy guy. And I think that's going to help round out that message for him. But I think it's wise. If you're committed to finishing what you start, it makes some sense.